What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to a brand new episode of Empire's Finest. As always, the man, the myth, the legend. I got Font, my left, your right. Font, what's going on, buddy?
Yeah, same shit, different day.
Dude, it's September.
I know.
September
Football
1st.
starting. I'm very excited. Not too excited about how the baseball team's been playing, but hey,
We have a lot to get through today. A lot.
so much.
In case you live under a rock, the Mets have been they've been the front headline of pretty much every story this past week. Not for good reasons. We're gonna get into it all, but just a few programming notes. Fine, this is our last show without picks. Next week we start giving picks. It's week one, the whole nine. We're like in it.
Oh, I'm gonna be all up in there.
So what do we got planned for? You didn't do some blogging too, some blogging picks as well?
Yeah, I'm gonna bring back Fonts 5. That's gonna come out. That's gonna be a weekly thing. Deciding on what day I should have it come out. I'm thinking Thursday. I'm thinking probably Thursday before the Thursday night game. Although I tend to stay away from Thursday night football games because
This drops on Thursday nights.
they're always.
This
They're always
now comes
weird.
out
Yeah.
Thursday at 6 p.m. So they can come out corresponding.
Could do that. Yeah. All right. Yeah.
Whatever you wanna do.
Come out on Thursday or Friday. I'll have Fonts 5 come out. I definitely am going to do. I want to do a whole entire game slate pick'em thing, which me, you, and Ish are going to work out. But that we could probably. I want us to do we could do a collab and just do it all in one post.
Big fat post. I like the sound of that.
Yeah.
We'll rotate through just doing it. Yeah, so it's September 1st. We're recording it's Wednesday night. We're in the middle of, we're getting kind of the skirts of Hurricane Ida. I think that's what it's called, right? Ida?
Yeah.
Ida?
Right. Yep. Hurricane Ida, I
I
believe.
don't know. There's a hurricane in New York. So if we lose power, internet sucks, skipping around, I'm sorry. Blame Mother Nature. Maybe climate change. I don't really know how that works, but
Nothing we can do about that.
just throw those words around, climate change. All right. I guess before we get into the actual show, Font and I discussed this pre-show. We're doing a little special giveaway type thing. So as you guys saw last week, and as you're probably watching now, the show now premieres at 6 p.m. on YouTube on the Vendetta Sports Media page. If you follow the Twitter account, follow the Instagram account, and send a screenshot of you watching, the first 25 people to do that will be entered into a mini pool. And then the start of next week's week one gambling extravaganza show, we will do a giveaway live. Maybe we'll even do it on Instagram live so we can have the winners go live right away or something like that. You're gonna get some Big Unk merch. Right now at the site, we're doing a little, I don't want to call it a charity thing. I don't know. So the headline is support Max by purchasing Big Unk merch. So Max is a friend of the site. It's a little puppy.
He's a good boy.
Kind of looks like a husky. I'm sorry, I'm not a dog person. But so yeah, all the money that we go for, pretty much all the money, shirt money from that is going to the dog. So it's for a good cause. So I figured if we're gonna do a giveaway, now's the time to do it.
Absolutely. Hey, so screenshot it. Enter the pool.
It's gonna be run on Twitter. So
Big Unk,
screenshot that you're following us on Twitter, on Instagram, and that you're watching the YouTube. Tweet us at Empire's Finest, Empire with the 1. Anthony is in charge of the Twitter. He'll get it through. We'll get through. We'll get your names going. It'll be fun.
Yep.
So you gotta make sure you send a screenshot of you listening though. It's the most important part. All right, Anthony. Since we recorded last Wednesday, a lot has changed for New York sports.
Yes.
Specifically, New York's baseball teams. Specifically, the two teams that you and I live and die by the most. God damn it, the Mets. Where should we start, Vaughn? You want to go back, or you want to start today and work backwards?
I think you should, maybe go in chronological order. Or you know what? No. Wait a minute. No, talk about what happened today, and then work backwards to what happened before that, which was very quick because this all happened so fast.
Like, I remember I wrote a blog early in my time here that this is not the same old Mets. It's a new ownership.
I actually remember that.
Steve Cohen's here. The world has changed. You got the richest owner in baseball. The Wilpons are out. Little did I know that this would probably be the most Mets season of all time. Today, it comes out probably around like 3 o'clock Eastern. Our acting general manager, Zach Scott, was arrested in White Plains for a DUI. 4:15 in the morning on a Tuesday. Okay. Where did he come from, Anthony? You may want to know. He came from a big charity fundraiser. Guess where? At the house of the owner. So Steve Cohen and all the Mets front office execs, a few players, Luis Rojas, are all at Steve Cohen's beautiful Connecticut. I don't know it's a mansion, but it's Steve Cohen in Connecticut. It's a mansion.
Probably is a mansion.
It's a mansion.
It's in Greenwich. It definitely is a mansion.
They left, by all accounts, they left Steve Cohen's house at 9:30 p.m. on Monday night. Zach Scott was arrested at 4:15 in the morning in White Plains, New York. For context, White Plains is about a half hour from Greenwich. Not the way you would go from Greenwich to New York City, where I would presume that this acting general manager lives somewhere in Queens. I would assume he lives in the borough. What are you doing in White Plains at 4:15 in the morning? And trust me, Zach Scott, there is no bars on White Plains at 2 o'clock in the morning on a Tuesday that you want to be at, bro. Like, Brazen Fox closes at 11 o'clock. You know, Ron Black's shit ain't open on weekdays. What are you doing?
All the bars of America.
What are you doing in White Plains at 4:15 in the morning on a Tuesday, dude? Like, go the fuck home. All right. And then some more context comes out later in the day. Luis Rojas calls into Carton Roberts, WFAN. According to all sources, they took a bus from the stadium to Steve Cohen's house and back.
Okay.
Get on the fucking bus, dude. You want to drink? Get on the bus. Like, it is.
Wow.
First of all, drinking and driving is my biggest pet peeve. I hate it more than anything else. My friends will tell you I'm like an asshole to them. If you have a beer, like, I don't want to get in a car with you. I'll take your keys. I've done shit like that, and maybe I'm an asshole, but I don't really give a fuck. But right now, Uber, Lyft, cab, all 3 options. Off the 1, 2, 3, bang, bang, bang. Get in a fucking cab, dude. Like, don't drive. Oh, and by the way, this is the acting general manager. Let's remember, this isn't the general manager of the Mets. This is the acting general manager. And do you remember why this is the acting general manager? What happened to the first general manager this year?
Would this be because the first general manager you guys hired was
sexually harassing women? Yep.
The sexual harassment and some pretty damning stuff in those reports.
Sandy Alderson hired them all. Like, he's the only link between the Wilpons and the Cohen era still. All right. So that news broke Wednesday. Even though it happened Tuesday morning, they did a really good job of covering it all because apparently everyone knew about this about 36 hours ago, and no one said anything until Puma, who works for the Post, dropped the story. And then yesterday they split a doubleheader. I mean, they didn't split. They won both sides. They won a front and back doubleheader. And then I feel like we didn't even talk about the most important story of the weekend yet. I'm really sweating. I'm getting fucking furious, dude. Like, I've been sitting on this for a little since this news broke. All right, so
keep it going.
It was Saturday night. Yes, Saturday night.
No.
Mets win a game. Okay. Javi Baez is a double. and he's standing on second base, and he goes thumbs down. 2 thumbs down. Whatever. Everyone knows thumbs down guy. You know, the Yankees did it in 4 years ago. Like,
honestly, I thought it was just like a recreation of that. That's what I assumed it was at first.
It's funny. I thought it was also a recreation of that, and then I was more mad that because if we're like jacking the Yankees swagger from a year that they lost
from 3-4 years ago. I mean,
fuck out of here. Like, nah, So I saw that, and I don't know, whatever. Then this fucking moron, Javi Baez, who's been here since July 30th, traded, got hurt, struck out. He's had a few like nice hits, whatever. He sits in the press conference and he's asked about what the thumbs down means. He's got his son on his lap.
I was gonna say you had to include that detail. You got it.
He's got his son on his lap, and he's like, you know what? I was booing the fans. We hate the fans because they don't support us. They boo us. They make us feel bad. So this boo, we're booing the fans. Guess what, Javi Baez? Go fuck yourself. Was that clear enough? Javi Baez, go fuck yourself. Now, I don't even blame it all on him. I'd say it's like 25% Javi, 75% Lindor. Because they're best friends. And then it turns out that they have all this footage from their LA and their West Coast road trip where Lindor is encouraging this. He's the one starting this in the dugout. So then they all apologize and like, but I haven't even said my take on it yet, but what do you think? Is it fair or foul? All right, fair or foul. My favorite game to play.
I'm gonna go fair.
Fair or foul. Booing your fans. Fair. Booing your fans back.
Fair, you never turn on your fans. You know what? The most damning part about what he said that really killed me was when he said the fans got to do better. The fans got to do better. The team just lost 2 out of their last like 12 games.
You went from 4 up in first place to 6.5 down in 1 calendar month. 1 month. That's a 10.5 game swing. You went from first place to 6.5 games back. Fuck out of here. Tell me I have to do better. You do better, bro. Hit the fucking baseball.
Also, Javi Baez, you've been here for less than a hot second. I mean, dude, you come right in and you're already gonna talk about turning on the fans. Like Chicago ain't like, or should I say New York ain't Chicago, okay? And not for nothing, but you did something for the Cubs. I mean, you were a part of breaking a decades or a centuries long curse. Whatever.
You ain't done shit here, Brody.
Completely new team.
You ain't done shit.
You haven't done anything for these guys. These guys do not love you unconditionally. And and Lindor, you may have the same feeling as I do. For a guy that came here, got traded, signed for 10 years, a boatload of money, you're here for the long haul. And you turned on the fans in year one. There's been plenty of Mets players that have gotten booed by the fans that have had bad blood with them at first. Carlos
Beltran, dude,
they hired him
they hired him to be the manager of the Mets. He ended up being one of the most loved Mets players of all time, even though he struck out at the worst curveball of all time. And people don't forget that. I will never forget that, Beltran. But still, bro, like you just, and why do you like just keep your mouth shut, bro? Like, you want to boo the fans all you want and do in the locker room.
They should have did that behind closed doors. It was Javi Baez who just had to come out and say something.
This dude's he had to yap his mouth. He had to yap his mouth.
If they never said anything, no one would have ever known this.
And guess what? All the fans would have been doing the thumbs down with them in the stands. The fans would
the players would have sat there and been laughing. They would have been like, these guys don't even know what that means.
Exactly. And guess what? I would have. Ignorance is bliss. Don't tell me what it means, dude. But then, of course, he plays hero ball and goes first to third, and they walk off in the day game with that. The following day, I don't know. At first, I'm pissed at Javi. I'm pissed at Lindor. I think this team just needs a fresh, like, everything. Like, I think they need a manager, because this guy, as much as Louis seems to be loved by the players, he don't know what's going on in the organization, dude.
Sometimes I feel bad for the guy. I mean, he got it blindsided out of nowhere in that press conference. Completely blindsided. They're like, do you think it's a good idea for for Javi Baez and Lindor to be booing the fans. He goes, what?
He's like, I haven't heard anything about that. Like,
I don't know what you're talking about. Oh,
and either
first of all,
he's just dumb or he's just
PR guy
lying to
for the Mets?
everyone.
Who's a PR guy for the Mets? I mean, you didn't inform Luis Rojas. Like,
Dude,
Javi Baez probably just said something that's going to be on the headline. So I should probably tell you what he said, like before you go up there.
Dude, I like have like a connection to that guy. We actually like jokingly refer to him as Uncle Jay. It's Jay Horowitz. He's usually really good at his job, but like the Mets haven't had a worse PR blunder as bad as they did this week.
Yeah,
It's been an insane week.
Awful.
But now they won 3 in a row. Braves lost a few. Who knows?
You know,
am I back in it? Like I might. They might want to draw me back in.
They want to draw you back in. I tell you what, for your sanity, I would say don't get drawn back in until you're like 2 or 3 games out. Then you can get drawn back in.
2 or 3 games up.
Up? Okay.
Up.
Okay. Fair enough.
Up.
Fair enough.
No,
That's gonna take a hell of a lot of winning this month, though.
This team ain't going anywhere.
Like I was saying it as this was like coming out. I was like, the only way that this is going to be turned from a negative into a positive if the team goes on like some sort of tear here and wins the next like 10 out of 13 games or something like that. Like you got to go on an extended stretch of winning series after series with a couple sweeps here and there. You got it. You just have to do it.
You need to win. Winning solves everything.
Otherwise, it really does. Otherwise, this is going to be looked at as just one of the many things that came from this season.
So this like the winning cures all bad. We saw that a little bit last week with the Yankees. We talked about it. Like it hasn't been great weeks for either of us, Fam. But no, in all seriousness, no. Like last week we were recording, the Yankees had won. I'm pretty sure they'd won 11.
They
in a row.
Yeah, they did, because then they won 2 more games after.
They won 2 more, and then they go into Oakland. Split with the A's. Kind of, they needed that.
I don't mind splitting with the A's.
See, I thought that was a big L for them.
I don't mind it. I don't mind splitting with the A's because we still won the season series over them, and that
A's are like a 500 baseball club. Like if you're a playoff team, you should be.
I know, but they're not bad though. I mean, they were in the first wild card spot forever before we got hot. So, do I mind losing to the A's on the road in West Coast? I mean, we split the series. We didn't even lose a series, so I don't mind. Now, let me go off on the freaking Anaheim.
Go off, King.
Motherfucking Angels.
Go off, King.
This freaking team with no Mike Trout, mind you. One guy on this team that scares me, and that's Shohei Ohtani. The only guy on this team that scares me. How the hell can we not beat them? How? I'll tell you how. Aaron Boone is a freaking idiot, and so is I just don't know what the hell is happened. I really don't. We went from winning 13 games in a row, and now they're about to lose 13 games in a row. Well, I mean, see, this always happens because I'm ready to go into a rant. The Yankees playing Garrett Cole is shoving right now. They're up 3-0, but you never know what could happen with this team. So I don't know.
With
anyway,
Cole, you should get a win with Cole. That doesn't change though. Like your ace should still be able to get you a win. You're still a bad team.
Hey, listen, if Cole goes and shows me that he's the a stopper that CC used to be, because CC used to be that guy. The Yankees were on a losing streak. You hand the ball to CC and he'd go out there and shove and win. And then all crisis averted, and then they go on a little tear after that. But let me tell you right now, the Angels have been a thorn in the Yankees side all year long. I feel like this happens with a lot of teams. There's just one team that is not very good that just for some reason you struggle against mightily. And I don't know what it is. I mean, Tyone, you can't expect Tyone to keep up what he was doing in July and early August. You can't expect that.
Mets had the same problem with
I didn't expect that. Corey Kluber coming back, having a good outing up until the 4th inning where the bottom fell out. Honestly, I can't expect much from a guy coming back for his very first start in months, literally 3-4 months. Can't expect much from that. What I can expect is why the hell is Andrew Heaney even still pitching games for us when we have Luis Gil in the minor leagues. The guy hasn't given up a run in his MLB career yet. Now, granted, that's 3 starts, but the guy hasn't given up a run. He's electric. He's an electric young guy.
I can't believe they keep trying him out.
The guy's batting practice, dude. The guy's the most hittable person I've ever seen in my life. And like outside of 1 or 2 games where I mean, listen, the one game where he had a really great game that was against the Red Sox. That's just the Red Sox being, I don't know, catching the freaking. They just got monstered or something. And I don't know. Someone took all their hitting ability away. I don't know what happened with that. But Heaney is not the guy that you're gonna just send out there fully trusted. I mean, Luis Hill should be up here. He should not be making starts from AAA right now. The kid is phenomenal. You've seen what he could do. Why he doesn't have a rotation spot is beyond me. It blows my mind. I mean, out of the very bright spots that I could pick out of this season, because it's been so up and down, Luis Hill would definitely be one of them during that winning streak. But why he isn't still up here, I don't know. Also, another thing, the Yankees just completely stopped stealing bases this series. Don't know why. During their 13-game win streak, they were stealing bases all over the place. They actually learned how to hit. They actually learned how to hit runners in scoring position. They actually learned how to play situational baseball. And then I don't know what happened with that. They just basically gave up and said, we're going to go back, try hit home run or nothing. And that has not worked. So I don't really understand what's been going on. And it's just been like, this is the Yankees. This is the Yankees this season. They get my hopes up extremely. That was the most extreme my hopes have been up all year long.
Dude, you were down bad for a while.
I was so down bad. I wanted them to sell the team, blah blah blah, all that good stuff. Then they come back and they start beating good teams. I mean, I'm not like the 13-game win streak wasn't against all bad teams. They took the series from the White Sox outside of the the Field of Dreams game, which I think the balls were juiced in that game, but that's just me. Or some stupid science with the corn. I don't know. I'm not a science guy. I'm not a science guy. But then they swept the Red Sox. My God, I couldn't even believe that we sweep them. We couldn't even beat them, let alone sweep them. Then you play your punching bag in the Twins. I mean, and then you go on a nice little run. You beat the Braves. The Braves are a good team. You beat them. Stanton has. I tell you what though, Stanton's been on fire. Judge has really been on fire. And
the two hitters are hitting. That's why.
Listen.
That's what they need to win games, though. Like,
we need that. The problem is our bullpen is like, it's not as good as it used to be. It's really not. Zach Britton's done for the year, and honestly, I'm actually happy that he is, because whenever he's been out there, I've just like been screaming at the TV. I found myself doing. So I'm fine with that. But I got one more issue with the 4-game. So we're losing 4 games. We got around a 4-game losing streak, right? You absolutely need to keep pace with the Rays. Now, listen, I don't think we're winning the division unless some miracle happens. Really don't think that's going to happen. I do think we're going to make the wild card. I think we're going to get the first wild card spot and have a home game in the Bronx. But regardless, why is Gary Sanchez not? Oh, well, I know why Gary's not playing, because Cole's pitching. So let's just scratch that one.
Such a joke.
Why is Stanton not playing? The dude is hot as hell. He's hot right now. He's super hot. Why is he not playing? Oh, and also, I don't know if you've seen this last night, but Gio Urshela hurt his hand again on that double steal by Ohtani, with Gary Sanchez being a bumbling idiot, trying to throw out a runner at second base with 2 outs and a man on third.
That's when bro, that dude is one of the worst like baseball-minded catchers of all time. Like when you catch,
the guy can do is swing a bat.
The first and third situation is the most like textbook catcher thing. It's probably the
There's 2 outs. There's 2 outs. The runner on first is irrelevant. Don't even try. Why are you trying to throw him out? The runner on first is super irrelevant. There's 2 outs first and third. Why are you even trying to throw down? I don't get. That made no sense to me at all. But
just like, have Gary be on the plate.
Yeah, pretty much. And then, but some of Boone's decisions just really bother me. Like I don't understand. Like I didn't understand why Stanton's not playing. All right, Gio got hurt again. Whatever, it happens, especially to us. But you guys are trying to break a losing streak here. Now, I tell you right now, it's 3-0, top of the 6th. If I'm Boone, I am literally not taking out Cole until he's at like 120 pitches tonight.
And then you turn it over to Chapman?
No, Johnny Lasagna, who actually hasn't pitched in like 2 days, so he's rested.
Crazy that Chapman's just not even the guy anymore. Dude can't close games.
Dude, listen, bro. Chapman is just like he. I really don't trust him. I really don't. I mean, like when the guy's on, he's on. I mean, when he's on, he's on. But the problem
That's like
is,
all pitchers. If you're on, you're on.
that's
like,
a lot of pitchers, but especially Chapman. He loses control of the strike zone so badly when he hasn't pitched in like 3 days. I mean, come on, dude. I mean, seriously, you throw 100 miles an hour. Why didn't you throw it over the freaking plate? Like, I'm sorry, but you're a
just throw
major
it
league
straight.
player.
No one's
It shouldn't
hitting
be
it.
that hard. It
Yeah.
shouldn't be that hard.
No,
It
I
really should
agree.
not be that hard, man.
I agree.
Oh, yeah.
It's been fun for baseball in the New York.
Yeah, the Yankees took me off my mountain a little bit. I mean, you know, a win here, get me the hell out of LA, and win some games back home. I'll be happy again. But you know, took a little steam out of my engine.
Crazy. The Yankees are on like a legitimate playoff race, and the Mets have just dominated the back pages for the past almost week now.
Tell me how. Yeah, that. Hey, listen. You know what? The Mets are always gonna Met.
Listen, if you're from New York, you understand how big of a deal it is when your team takes up the back page of all 3 major newspapers.
Yeah.
The Mets did that 3 days in a row, and they're going to do it again tomorrow.
3 days in a row, and that's while the Yankees have been. I mean, yeah, the past couple of days for the Yankees, sure, have been a little lackluster, but like
I think the Yankees could have won 100-0 in 3 games combined. They could have outscored anyone 300-0, and they
the thumbs down in this DUI, 100% back page.
Nothing's taking it over. So, yeah, it's the state of New York baseball. It's a fucking shit show. I'm miserable. But guess what? I have the Jets. Woohoo!
Oh, I got the Giants. Yay!
Fucking, I gotta watch Zach Wilson. I'm hyped to watch Zach Wilson though.
I am not hyped. I am not hyped to watch Daniel Jones. I'm literally hyped to watch everybody else on the team except Daniel Jones.
It's gonna be a hell of a year. It's gonna be a hell of a football season. So next week, before we move on, next week we're gonna be doing some picks. I think what we're gonna be doing is featuring our best game of the week. What we think is the best game of the week. We'll do a little bit of betting analysis, all that fun stuff. I mean, to be honest, betting analysis is hard the first week, especially when you don't watch preseason and nothing really matters.
I mean, to be honest, you can't even get like a lot from preseason.
Yeah, you ain't handicapped. Oh, speaking of preseason, we were having a debate in the NFL channel here. Do you think your starter should play in the preseason?
I think very, very limitedly. And by limitedly, I mean like for the first 2 preseason games, they should play no more than 1 or 2 series. 3rd preseason game, if you want to put them out there for a series, go ahead. I'd rather you not. I mean, just look at what happens in the preseason. J.K. Dobbins, down for the year. Glad I didn't draft my fantasy team last week because I was targeting him wholeheartedly, and that I would have been very, very upset. So thank God that my fantasy draft was not last week. J.K. Dobbins down for the year. I mean, this stuff happens all the time. As like just in my fresh in my memory, Tony Romo lost his job because of a preseason injury. Odell Beckham missed, I don't know, nearly almost half the year one season when he was in the preseason game, like in the mid-second quarter, which I still thought that was one of the dumbest moves that they could have done at the time, because that was when Odell was my guy, and I'm like, this guy does not need to be playing in the preseason. Like he's fine. But I would much rather avoid injuries, especially with skill position guys, especially with let's say running backs. I mean, offensive linemen, defensive linemen, yeah, they could play. I think defenses could probably go out there get some work. It's not too often defensive guys get hurt.
No running backs, and to me, it's just no running backs. I agree it should only be like a series or 2, but like, so this whole argument kind of stemmed from Tanner Pike, one of the interns here at Vendetta. He was pissed that Derek Carr didn't get 1 preseason snap. Now, Derek Carr is a veteran quarterback, so it's a little bit different, and he probably has a firm understanding of the offense. Doesn't need to see it in game speed. But I still want my receivers and quarterback getting in like game rhythm, and you're not going to do that in practice when your quarterback's wearing a red jersey and ain't getting touched. Like, you're going to have to know when to get the ball out of your hands and trust your receivers. And I do think that there is some stuff, intangibles, that you'll never be able to you'll never be able to get in practice just because it's practice, or, you know, you've got coaches literally right behind you coaching you up. And obviously I've never played in the NFL. I've never played higher than high school football, but there is something that you can get from games that you can't get in practice. I get that when everyone's NFL caliber talent and speed, and the drop-offs aren't that big of a difference between like speed and timing and all that type of stuff. But like, I kind of agree with Pike. Like, Derek Carr is not good, not like a great enough quarterback to never play in preseason. Like that, I don't know. You need reps. I don't know running backs because hits and that stuff, like, that's a feel for the game and that doesn't change. But I don't know.
You know, that I can kind of agree with. I mean, in preseason, it's like if you're on the other end and you're the defensive guy, and you're first string defense is out there against first string offense in a preseason game, you'd be some real dick to go and like really hit the other team's quarterback. I mean, yeah, sack them, bring them down. But if you like really try to lay the wood on the other team's quarterback in the preseason, you're just an asshole at that point. Like, the game doesn't matter. You have your starting spot. So what are you really doing?
Yeah, I don't know. It's preseason football is probably done. It's going to be over soon. They won't be doing too many preseason games. They want to get rid of it.
They already took away one game.
They took away a week. It's going to be two.
Next year, it's going to be two. And then they're just going to say, you know what? Forget the preseason. We're just going to go right into the season again. I mean, Hey, last year going right into the season was actually really fun. All the games were like 30 to 35. Like, defenses were terrible. It was all offense. I thought it was a great time. Hey, it was a great time for people betting the overs, which I bet a lot during the first couple weeks.
You're an over guy?
Oh, tons of overs. Life's too short to bet the under.
Oh, okay, big cat. All right. What else? Oh, so you went to Atlantic City this weekend or this week?
Oh my God.
Dude, before I haven't heard your story yet. I told you to save it for the pod. Well, I've been to Atlantic City twice. Once with my friends and once with the girl. Atlantic City is the single most like ratchet, dirty, like what the hell is going on place in the world. So like, I want to know what you were doing there at 12 o'clock on like a weekday. That crowd must have been something.
Yeah. So I had to go there for my job required me to get a DGE license, which Division of Gaming Enforcement. And actually, I'll show you. Yeah. So here's my casino employee ID.
Ooh.
Anyway, I go down there Monday, and you know what? At first, I'm like, this is kind of like, this will be a fun thing. Like, I'll go play blackjack for like maybe like an hour after I get the license. Like, everything's cool. Get down there, go into my appointment. Okay, you're not gonna believe what happens. Completely forgot my passport, which they need to see to do the license. Completely forgot my passport.
You're like 2 hours from your house.
I am about 2 hours and 15 minutes from the crib. So there is no way I can go back and get it and come back. It's way too much. Can't do it. Okay. So here's what happens now. Now I have to make another appointment, which I did for the very next day. So Tuesday now. I have to spend another morning, not even morning. It was all day. It was literally all day. Left my house at 9 o'clock. Got home at like 4:30, like 4:35 o'clock. So I had to do that again. I had to go back down for 2 hours. Another 2.5 hour drive. That's one way. So all in all, it's about 5 hours of just me in the car driving.
It's a lot of driving.
And awful. And that wasn't even the worst part. The worst part was just the absolute creatures that I seen crawling around Atlantic City. If you went anywhere besides the hotel and casino and like a little bit of the boardwalk, you're screwed because you
Don't-
can't. You're
you
not
just don't
supposed. You don't. You
Just don't.
literally. Well, if you go to AC, the only thing you should be doing is going from hotel to the casino to the boardwalk, right back in the hotel. No reason to go anywhere else.
Both times I went,
should
I
never
never,
go
I never
anywhere.
got in. We parked our car and never got in the car again. You don't need to go. You don't need to walk. You go. The first time I went, I didn't even leave my hotel because you don't like. You don't need to step outside the premises.
No,
It ain't,
you
it
don't.
ain't safe. And even if it's like not safe, it's just like a gross area.
Oh, it's horrible. There's like legit crackheads all over the place. I'm not even kidding. Like
I
legit
can't believe people
crackheads.
call
Like,
that the
it's like-
Vegas of the East because that is.
Huh.
If that's what
That's what
Vegas
it was
is
sup-
like, I
That's
don't
what
want
it
to
was
go to
supposed
Vegas.
to be. That's what it was supposed to be. That's not what it turned into. Like I've never been to Vegas, but I think I know Vegas is nothing like that. That place is just absolutely disgusting. It is nasty. There's decrepit old houses and like just buildings with just they are falling apart and they look like they've been there since like when Atlantic City was erected. I mean, it's horrible. It's like
Hotels are
nobody-
nice
it's-
though. The hotels are
Oh,
nice.
no, the hotels-
It's
the
incredible.
hotels are
You would never know.
very
You're in the hotel. You would never know where you are. It's beautiful.
You would never know. You really wouldn't know, especially if you stayed up in like one of the penthouses on top. You would have no idea what lurks on the streets below.
That place is something. Did you gamble at least though? Did you get to go play some blackjack or no?
All I got to do was put a bet in at the sports book, and that was it.
Did you bet? A
Because
future or like for the game, the day game?
nah, I think it was something. It was day game baseball. All I know is I lost, so that's why I don't remember it. But then when I went back, when I had to go back, I put in another one, which I'll talk about this because this was I don't know if you want to call it a bad beat or just like a big disappointment. So I had a four leg player prop parlay, DJ LeMahieu 2+ hits, Rizzo 2+ hits, and
saw
Rizzo
this.
hit a home run, and Judge to get a home run. So last night, Rizzo hits a home run, DJ gets a hit, Judge hits like 2 singles, never go to the top of the 8th inning. I already went to bed at this point because they just pissed me off. The fact that they were down like 6-3, I was already just aggravated. I said, you know what, I'm turning this off, and hopefully I wake up to like a very nice win. Well, wake up and see that the score was 6-4, and I go, okay, so they scored some runs. Maybe one of them was a Judge homer. No, it was a bases loaded, no out Judge RBI single. And I mean, after that, they failed to do anything else, so that just pissed me off even more. But then I scroll down and I see DJ got his second hit. I see Rizzo got his second hit. So there I'm sitting at three out of 4 of this huge parlay, and all I needed was for Judge to go yard, and the man, all he wanted to do was just slap singles the other way last night. So that really
Parlays are
pissed me
tough.
off.
I'm not a parlay guy. I try every now and then. I'll put one in, but like I ain't doing the parlays. It's just like that. You win 3 out of 4. You're supposed to winning 3 out of 4 is good. You win 3 out of 4 in a parlay, you lose.
Yep, you got to hit all of them. That's why there's only been a couple times when I've hit like some big parlays. But like, when it comes to me, I always fall one leg short. Doesn't matter what I do. I can put in a 7 leg, I'll hit 6 of them. I can put in a 5 leg, I'll hit 4 of them. That's always the way.
Or I'll go 0 for 4.
I'd rather go 0 for 4 than
100%.
go 3 for 4, 4 for 5, 5 for 6. Like those are when it starts getting like real depressive. Like it's like you were so close.
So next week we'll have the Tuesday teaser. I'll have made the teaser on Tuesday, so we'll hear about that. We'll talk about those a little bit.
Yep.
So you obviously do the fonts 5. I'm thinking I'll do like 3 picks, just because it's a little bit. In case I don't want to bet the entire board, Do you bet the entire board? Do you bet every game, or you pick your spots? How do you do it?
No.
How's the Sunday work for you?
Sunday works for me. No, I 100% pick my spots. I don't I'm gonna give picks for every game because I want to just get that going. But I don't. Am I gonna sit there and bet on every single one? No, but I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna Fonts 5 is gonna be the one where I tell you what I think are my best ones.
Yeah, so I'm gonna do 3. I don't know what I'm gonna call it. I don't have a name like Fonts 5. You know, Krieg's Corner. I don't know. I use that name for something else already.
Krieg's Triangle.
Krieg's Triangle. Yeah, the Krieg's betting quota, some shit like that. I don't know. We'll figure it out. It's kind of a short show today. I mean, like we said, it's the last week before football. To be honest, we talked about everything that we talked about. We could have just done just the Mets and the Yankees today, and it would have been a show.
Yeah. I already knew the rant for those were gonna be like long enough. I'm pretty sure they took up half hour, 40 minutes of this pod.
Took up all of our time. Yeah, I mean, and for good reason, because they are at least for me, and I think for you, you know, the Mets are my team. Unfortunately, I live and die by the Mets more than anything else.
Yeah, me too.
So the Jets don't really. I'm excited to watch Zach Wilson, but I have no expectations for this year. So like this year, the Jets, like, who cares? I guess like I will start caring a lot more for fantasy and gambling, and obviously once we get like into football, like,
you see,
pretty much next week.
Why I'm excited for football, but I'm also very nervous because this is the first season for the Giants that I've actually been really excited for in a while. And I
haven't had that feeling in forever.
I just know. I deep down in my heart of hearts, I know damn well what's gonna happen. I know they're gonna disappoint the shit out of me. Because I have not been this hyped up for like a season, probably since 2016, when the Giants made the playoffs for like the first time in like 5 years. So I know
what's your record prediction for the G-Men?
Record prediction. I'm probably gonna go with there's 17 games now. Because now my thing's all messed up. They're gonna go. I think 9-8. I think is realistic. I think their ceiling is like 10-7, but I don't think they'll be any worse than 8 or 9. And you know what? They play in the NFC East, so 8 and 9 might be good enough.
Yeah, they are. I would say I see them at 7-10. I haven't gone through their schedule week by week yet, but 7-10.
The first couple weeks are real. The first couple weeks are going to be like really tough. We're going to have to win those games by defense alone.
You go. You guys play Sunday, then Sunday, Thursday, tough.
Yeah, so the Giants have to play the Chiefs this year as we play the AFC West. You can see the Giants going 2-2, realistically, because I know damn well they ain't beating the Chiefs. Pretty sure they'll beat the Raiders. Sorry, Alex.
Wow. It's fighting words 6-3.
And then it's gonna be a toss up between the Chargers and the Broncos. Although I feel like if Teddy Two Gloves took the job from Drew Lock in Denver, that there's no way that quarterback play is gonna be. It's gonna be a real defensive game, and it's just gonna be honestly whoever scores the first touchdown. So I'm gonna take our playmakers over the Broncos playmakers.
Giants D is what makes them an interesting team because they might be able to be in games that they wouldn't have normally been able to.
That's what happened a lot last year. That's what happened a ton last year. We were in games that we really should not have been in at all. I mean, we won in Seattle because of the defense alone. And
so if they play anything close to what they're doing last year, they'll be all right. They can just games. I mean, I see them probably like 7-10, 8-9, somewhere in that area. I mean, the Jets.
All Daniel Jones has to do is just not make like gruesome mistakes. Just be a game manager.
But it's
run the ball. Like he's fast, and he doesn't run the ball. I don't get it. I think he's scared to get hit. I don't know.
Yeah, because they've been drilling that in his head for Eli. Don't get hit. That's who we have to learn from. Eli just fell.
Oh, listen, I'm gonna tell you right now, Eli had bricks for feet, so I didn't want that guy running no matter what.
Yeah, the Giants are definitely going to be the better football team in New York this year. That really isn't saying much, even though the Jets did win in preseason. But I mean, I really see the Jets at like 3-14, something like that. Like this is all just a learning curve. Salah's got to get some coaches. Salah's got to get some like good experience and pretty much it. I don't know. They're going to suck, so I don't really whatever happens, happens. As long as Zach Wilson doesn't get hurt, Tucker doesn't get hurt, Salah doesn't drink and drive, like we'll be all right. It's like nothing else. It can't be that much worse.
I don't think so. I think Salah is a good guy. I tell you what though, I think the coaches in New York football are definitely going to be on the right track. We'll see about Salah. I know Judge is on the right track with his team, but we'll see about Salah. Although I think he's the guy. I think he's the guy that's going to bring the Jets back to relevancy.
I hope so, dude. I really do.
We will see. We will definitely see.
I really do hope so. All right. Fine. Anything else? Anything else you want to talk about? Anything else we missed? Shorter episode, but next week we'll make up for it. Next week we're gonna make up for it.
Next week's gonna be a real long one.
So I mean, I guess
for that.
As far as like we're talking like show details, as far as baseball, as long as baseball season's going on and the Mets and the Yankees are both like playing baseball, they're still going to be a main part of the show. I mean, just because of the way it is, and that's just until October. And hopefully for both of us, our teams are playing past October, and we have football and baseball at the same time. And those are the best problems we could possibly have.
That'd be ideal.
But for now, we just sit and pray and watch these fucking Mets. But this is our last week. We made it through the dead part of summer. We started the show in like the shit part of summer. So we made it, I think this is episode 9.
What, 8 or 9?
Something like that. I don't know. Like that. We're getting there. We're close to football. Next week we have picks ready to go. We're doing the giveaway. So follow the Instagram, follow the Twitter, watch the video, send us a screenshot. You can Instagram it to me, tag us on Instagram, tag us on Twitter, text me and Anthony. If you text us the screenshots, we will enter you in. I just want people watching the video. All right?
That's all we need.
I'm going to buy 5 crop tops. 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That means we got at least 3 winners because Anthony and I both need one. So
that's a fact.
5.
That's a fact.
All right. That's what we do for this edition of Empire's Finest. Make sure you follow us on Twitter at Empire's Finest. The Empire has the 1. On Instagram at Empire's Finest. The Finest has the 1. As soon as we get big enough, we're going to get our handles back. I'll talk to Zuckerberg. I'll see if I can hit him up like, yo, Zuck. I need my real handle, please. All right. So do it. Thanks for listening. See you guys next time.